Why Somaliland deserves independence, Somalia must let go with grace. Addis Ababa. There are wounds that time alone cannot heal, and unions that patience cannot redeem. The story of Somaliland, and Somalia belongs to that rare category of history where two peoples are bound by language, faith, and memory, yet separated by the geometry of governance and the arithmetic of waiting. That has now stretched for more than 3.5 decades. For 35 years, Somaliland has existed as a state in every form but name, peaceful, orderly, and functional, yet unrecognized. Meanwhile, the South continues to rebuild its house of governance, one fragile beam at a time. The world watches in hesitation while time quietly writes its own verdict. The question is no longer whether Somaliland can govern itself. It already does. The question is how long it must keep waiting for the rest of Somalia to find coherence, and whether indefinite waiting is a moral or political virtue. Republic without name, yet functioning. Somaliland has demonstrated that legitimacy is earned not through acknowledgement but through accountability. It has built democratic institutions, organized peaceful transitions of power, and upheld civic participation with admirable consistency. Its parliament deliberates, its courts adjudicate, and its currency circulates with trust by the legal and moral measures of sovereignty, such as territory, population, government, and capacity to relate externally. Somaliland meets every condition. It has done so with minimal foreign aid and maximum discipline, relying on internal consensus rather than external benevolence. If statehood were a theorem, Somaliland would have long since proven it. The world merely refuses to record the answer. The moral inquiry, therefore, is not about eligibility, but endurance. How long must one region's competence be shackled to another's collapse? When Somaliland voluntarily joined the South in 1960, it did so out of idealism. The union was not imposed, but inspired by a vision of one Somali flag from Zayla to Kismayo. Yet what began as romance became subjugation. Power was centralized in Mogadishu, and the North's voice faded. By the 1980s, the partnership had deteriorated into persecution. Entire cities were leveled, communities slaughtered, and dignity buried under rubble. What Somaliland declared in 1991 was not rebellion, but resurrection, the attempt to live again after being destroyed by its own state. To call that secession is to misread it. To call it restoration is closer to the truth. Yet the world, held hostage by the fear of redrawing borders, prefers paralysis over principle. In Africa, colonial lines are treated as sacred even when they suffocate reality. Somaliland's tragedy is to have inherited legality without legitimacy, while Somalia inherited sympathy without stability.